Well, hey everybody, good afternoon. We are on Wednesday night recap. It is Thursday, and we've actually started a new series last night. And the name's kind of unusual. It's called Crazy Like Us.
Yeah.
What did you think of that when you first heard that name? It's kind of a weird one, huh?
Well, I almost really, believe it or not, before I even looked at it, I thought it would. I thought it would have to do with giving.
Like you didn't even know. You just heard the title.
I really did, because we as Christians, I think we seem crazy to the world already.
It's true.
So
It's true.
yeah, I always did. I had no idea for sure.
Yeah.
I just gave the study to Pastor Brandon.
Yep.
And then of course he's out of commission today, so you got it.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have to do with giving.
Yeah.
And in one sense, really, that probably should be the hallmark of a believer.
Yeah, just living absolutely crazy and forgiving, crazy and everything.
Yeah.
So the theme that Andy brings out is that he talks about Jesus's words, and Paul quotes Jesus in Acts 20:35, and he says it's more blessed to give than receive. And he really, the original Greek word there, it talks about happiness. It's
Right,
more
it
of
is happy.
a happy position. And so he says the world is crazy when you're spending more than you make, when money is controlling. That's crazy. And so he says, hey, let's be crazy like those that follow Jesus and live a generous. So when he's talking about craziness or crazy like us, he's talking about living a generous life.
Yeah, being generous in all things. I mean, not just finances,
Yeah.
but giving of your time, giving of your expertise, your skill set. I was talking to Pastor Hans earlier before we started recording this. As a pastor, of course, I have to teach on tithing.
Yeah.
And what's happened over the years, and probably in the last 5 years at least, maybe 10, is I tend to teach more about being generous.
Yeah.
Because for what it's worth, tithing 10% is just a base. That's a starting point.
Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of Christians who don't even do that, but it really is just, it's like a legalistic minimum. And then if you practice true generosity, I think as much as Andy said, you need to be strategic in it, you're intentional. I think a lot of times you wind up giving more over the course of a year and over the course of a lifetime if you become a generous person.
But when he talked about being a generous person or living in generosity, I think some of the things that struck me that he brought up is that truly generous people aren't just spontaneous givers.
Right.
There's actually a strategy to it. There's I see this need, or I believe God wants me to use me in this certain way, or there's something that needs to happen here, and there's a strategy behind it. It's not just like, I feel bad.
It's
I
not
saw
an
this.
emotional.
Yeah, it's not an emotional response.
Yeah.
That's not a truly generous.
Yeah.
It may be an act of generosity, but it's not a truly generous
Yeah, a
person.
giving person is always a giving person.
Yeah.
And unfortunately in life, there are givers and then there are takers. There are those who always feel like, I'm in need and I need help.
Yeah.
But even the poorest of the poor can be generous.
Yeah, it's not just for somebody that has resources. Anybody can be generous.
And I've seen that in developing countries where their scale of economy isn't what we have. They still can be generous.
Yeah.
And I think, well, there was a good passage out of Proverbs. It's one of my favorites. I forget the exact reference.
Is that the 11:24?
Yeah, it's 11, 20, 23, 24, and 25. The group, maybe it's 24 and 25. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, they're there.
But yeah, I mean, the man who gives away gains more.
Yeah.
The one who's miserly loses what he has. And then he who gives and refreshes others will be refreshed themselves.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't want it to sound like boasting. I've tried to live that way.
Yeah.
Always trying to give to other people. And God replenishes.
Yeah. And if you remember this, to build on that, he said, if you're having a hard time saving, become generous.
Yeah.
That's an antidote for not being able to save. It realigns your heart, your life. And for an opening night, I thought it was
a great session.
It was really, I mean, honestly, if someone would really take this to heart, it could be life transforming.
Yeah, I'm excited about the next two. There's two more to this series.
Yeah.
So if you miss tonight, don't miss next Wednesday night. I don't know what day that is.
May 4th.
May 4.
Yeah.
May 4. Put it on your calendar.
Be there.
Andy actually promised it to be a really great session. And I haven't seen it yet, so I hope you'll be there.
I have.
Yeah, did you?
I did.
It's great.
It was a good one.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Hope to see you next week. Hope to see you Sunday, May 1st, and then next Wednesday as well. God bless.